Okay.
All right, go ahead and just tell us a little bit about you guys' story.
Yeah.
Well, that.
Can I talk for a second, Riv? Or you go watch your thing real quick, okay? Love you. Think you can have a kiss? No? No? Ah, super shy.
This sweet little girl is at the center of swirling discussion on the Hill in Washington State. She's afflicted with a generalized epileptic disorder that manifests as devastating grand mal seizures. Here's how River, aka Ducky's father John, was inspired to make big changes for the small people that are our future.
Hi, I'm John Barclay. I'm River Barclay's dad. I lovingly refer to her as River Ducky or Ducky. She was born on January 27th. Seemingly perfect little girl. 10 toes, 10 fingers. Beautiful smile even then. Then at 2014, River had her first seizure. I was there with her. She went to the hospital emergency room. They took a CAT scan. 6 weeks later, she had another seizure. And 3 or 4 weeks after that, she had a seizure in the morning, and then a seizure again a couple hours later. And at that point, I said, let's get in the car and go to Mary Bridge. And then she seized in the emergency room, and so they admitted us.
That was the beginning of a brutal journey into the world of high-octane pharmaceuticals. The biggest problem is that along with these pills come powerful side effects on her tiny body and developing brain. And on top of that, they weren't even working.
The first listed side effect of seizure medications is seizures, and that was the predominant side effect in River. She started having really violent seizures, more frequent seizures, horrific seizures. After the third medication failed her and caused her to stop eating for 4 days, we asked the doctor if there was anything we could do. And he said CBD also comes in a natural form. And we researched that, and we decided that medical marijuana, the high CBD strains, is what we would look towards. We got our first tincture of very high CBD, low THC, and the first day we gave it to her, she went from having between 60 and 80 myoclonic seizures, drop seizures a day, to spending a full day in school and having less than 5 myoclonic seizures.
After such incredible results, River was now able to approach public school again, a luxury that most kids take for granted. But there's still one obstacle standing in her way.
Then the first day of school, I went to take River and approached the nurse, and the nurse, I said, "So have you heard anything from the superintendent?" And she goes, "Yes, you need a prescription." Okay, that's not going to happen. It's federally illegal. No doctor is going to prescribe it. Would you take her medical card? She's state authorized and in the registry for use of medical marijuana. And let me get back with that, and that was denied. You need a prescription. So then it didn't become just became a quest to make it so that Ducky could go to school.
John knew that if he wanted to succeed in his quest, he needed to take action. He reached out to local legislators Brian Blake and Jim Walsh, and with their support, the love he has for his daughter may have a hand in shaping state legislature through Ducky's bill.
So Ducky's bill was just something that grew out of my relationship with John. I watched his struggles with his daughter and the seizures she was having and the anguish, and then saw him, messaging about how she was responding to this different therapy using CBD oil, I believe it's called, and it's kind of warms your heart to see a child healing. Her seizures became infrequent enough that he could get her back into public school, and it was later that he ran into the barrier. The school couldn't allow her to have a cookie laden with the CBD oil on school grounds, and it was a barrier to her having a full school day. And so he said, Brian, is there a chance we can craft a bill that would fix this? And I said, sure.
So it was an easy thing for me to sign on to John's bill, DUCKY'S bill, to try to help make these alternate therapies available to parents and to kids for whom they're working. A few critics will say, well, this means kids can smoke joints in schools. That, of course, has nothing to do with what the bill covers. Most of the therapies are extracts, oil extracts, and the way they're usually administered is the parent will put the oil extract into a cookie or on a lump of sugar or something like that, and the child eats it, consumes it. So it's a good thing. It's good for parents, it's good for kids, and I think it makes another tool available to parents who have kids who have epilepsy or related conditions for a therapy. So it was an easy thing, and I hope it'll do good for parents and children in the state.
The goal was to put River in school for a full school day, and I think the bill accomplishes that. I think the bill has a good chance to make it through the process and get signed by the governor, but we're going to have to watch it every step of the way and push. And I am so grateful to all the folks out there that are helping and messaging on this bill, because I think it's a reasonable solution to a difficult problem, and I'm hopeful.
At this time, DUCKY'S bill is making its way through the legislative process. Bills like these and many others have been pushed off the table last second or halted immediately in the past. If you live in Washington, I urge you to call your legislators and tell them to support DUCKY'S bill, HB 1060 and SB 5290.